build Phoenix a few different ways with the new cards. I decided to get like really aggressive on it. The idea is you're really in on Expedition Tidecaller. So this is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, mill 3. And this is in theory kind of good with like this lets you play maybe Lava Dart in the main deck, which I don't usually do in Izzet Phoenix. I usually do in Mono Red Phoenix. A little bit weird with Double Island. I think it's okay, but you know you're going to be milling yourself. You're going to be milling yourself with the Tidecaller and then flashing back Lava Dart to continue to mill yourself to find Phoenixes and Demiliches. And we're also playing Flashback, which is 1 mana give a thing flashback. So this is going to be good in theory for giving you the density of casting 3 or 4 spells a turn for Demilich and Phoenix. And it's also Flashback is kind of cool with Gutshot, where if you go Flashback Gutshot, that's 2 spells for 1 mana, which is valuable. That's a valuable thing. And I was doing some gold fishing, and Tidecaller churned through the deck really fast, which I thought was exciting. Have I considered the Big Colas Dude? Yeah, we've been playing a good bit of that card. You can play that card in this deck. The thing is, I don't know that it's a bit weird because like if you mill it, it's not good. And I feel like it's a bit slow for this build potentially. I feel like that card's just more of a control card, or like Goryo's card. Shouldn't this deck have the blue-red X damage draw? You can play that card in the shell if you're slower. This shell really is not interested in like a 2 mana instant, a 2 mana draw 2 discard 1 is not good in this kind of build. And I think I do just want to fetch and then out another Steam Vents. Actually, I'm pretty okay if they dash Ragavan. Maybe a bit bad to have to use a bolt there when we have so many 1 damage dealers in our deck. All right, come on, Phoenix, gut shot. Maybe mill Lava Dart. Okay, there's a gut shots, which also means I can play any Demiliches I find. No, we don't find any creatures. I guess yeah, we'll still gut shot here. Exile my graveyard. That's okay. I guess I didn't mill any creatures. Just exile Lava Dart. Maybe a little risky. Let's go make blue red. I'm gonna. Yeah, I can't cast that because I have a red floating, so I guess we just graveyard and then. Now we scour. And ping them for 1, replay Demilich. Faithless Looting would be a good draw. I got 4 of those in the deck somewhere. I think we have all 4 still. Yeah, I still have all 4. They play a Fable this turn. I am playing a Surveillant this time. I don't always play Surveillant in Phoenix. Oh, it's build though. But like you really get super duper punished in this deck for just not curving out. I guess I don't super care to draw this because then I have to exile the Consider and I can already flash it back with the Demilich. Dirt. Can flashback my flashbacks. Discard a Flooded Strand and a Mountain. They play an Ocelot Pride. And they play a Johnny. And they don't make an attack. Well, let's draw a cantrip. Damn it. I'm going to do the salty count. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's, I think are we playing 17 or 18? 18. We're just so likely to draw a spell in these spots. I don't think we've got a very good attack, so I think we have to chill for a turn. Although, yeah, I should have at least one more island to fetch. Let's kill this and let them flip the Ajani. They plus the Ajani. That's interesting. So I have almost all spells in my deck at the moment. Right, so 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I had five out of 29 were lands. Classic. And then just like, I get to snowball really hard because the spells draw spells there a lot of the time. Okay, let's bring in the fire magics. Not sure exactly. Maybe it's like, we'll go down a flashback. I want to keep in all the little 1 damage dealers. Yeah, I think the problem, I think I have to go down on flashbacks because otherwise I'm like too low on cantrips probably. Maybe Tidecaller could be a cut because it could die to our flashbacks. I guess I discard a lava dart. Could help me, especially if I find another dart or if I find a gut shot. This would let me get 2 things back on turn 2. Well, I guess I could play the dart from my hand. Don't know if I'm gonna want to sack both of my lands here. If I find another Phoenix, maybe. I did find another Phoenix. I drew another land. Sure. Definitely would be better if they had played like a Guide or a Ragavan turn 1. Could Bedlam Reveler ever make a comeback? And oh, okay, happy to have a Tidecaller. A little less happy to be on the draw, I guess. This is our 3rd Boros opponent in a row. For 2 years now, a new cool standard set comes out full of new cool stuff. I get so excited, and for 2 years, I play against Boros for like 3, 4 matches in a row. Okay, it's Storm. Don't worry, it's Storm. Which is a Boros deck. Do I genuinely play leagues on Daybreak account challenges main one? I only play leagues on Daybreak account during set release time, and I just always play challenges on main account. I think we scour first. I don't think we need to double looting. Really hoping to find a lava dart. We do find a lava dart. Love to find another Phoenix. We do find another Phoenix. So discard 1, 2. And I do think in this matchup it's a good spot to flashback dart. Would you rather play against Amulet? I just a lot of it's the variety for me. The lack of variety. Okay, then in order to play this Demilich. Oh wait, I needed to play Lava Dart anyways, but in order to play this Demilich, I need to sack my other mountain. Like a lot of it's like just the repetition and lack of variety that makes it annoying. This feels pretty good. So if we have lethal next turn, they're not super likely to kill me, but they can kill me. Yeah, Tidecolor's looking pretty good. They have 4 cards in their hand. I think they also have a Past in Flames in Exile. They do have a Past in Flames in Exile. They need one more ritual in order to play it, or a land. Although if they had a land, they wouldn't have played a ritual first. So they play Firebrain Scheme. This finds them a ritual which will let them Past in Flames, and then they also have a land anyways. Would Tidecaller be playable in a classic mill deck? I think it's unlikely. We may have misread the Exiles zone here. It's gonna be a little confusing. I think I actually have. I think they missed on the ritual. I think they found the Sacred Foundry. I think I misread. I think I was looking at the graveyard and not the Exile zone. It feels like Phoenix won't ever be able to be consistent because of so much graveyard hate. I mean, it's kind of the same. So like one thing is you almost never see like dredge gamers with this attitude. Phoenix players, they just want to be able to play Phoenix forever. But like there isn't a lot of like ley lines and there aren't a lot of surgicals, even though we did see both those cards today. They are like relatively obscure in modern right now. And I think it's just okay to say I'm gonna play Phoenix because these cards are not that common, and the like single use graveyard hate, which is more common, like Tormod's Crypt, Thraben Charm, Endurance, like these cards are just cards you can play through and play around. I was salty. I got 2 Tidecallers as my rare, my pre-release back. Are they good in? Can you build a mill deck with them in sealed? I feel like you could just mill them out maybe. I would at least try it. So we're in the draw game 2 against Storm. We have double Tidecaller, which is really cool. We don't have Force of Negation on the draw, which is also a one-lander, which is definitely a little suspicious. But this hand's pretty fun. You got an ending? Interesting they boarded that in. Maybe I'm supposed to scour. I think I was okay to play the Tidecaller first. So if I do draw another land, I might just go second Tidecaller, Dart, Flashback, Dart, and just try to like get them. They Manamorphose Grape Shot my Tidecaller. Well, I guess is this a good review that they keep killing it? We find Force of Negation. We've got the third one. We will playtest this card. Thought about forcing that. They hit 2 lands, thankfully. They have another Prismatic Ending, which, you know what? I'm going to force this one. I think it's correct. I wonder how often you mill your opponent with this card. Probably not very often. We mill a Phoenix and a Demilich with the first mill here. We don't draw a land. Not yet, at least. There's a land, but it's tapped. Well, I definitely want to draw that. That on top basically says win the game if my opponent doesn't win the game themselves. Because I'll get to go quadruple Lava Dart and get back have at least 2 Demiliches and a Phoenix with Force of Negation up. Although I guess I would have to not play this Demilich. I haven't found another creature yet. I still have the 2 in the yard and the 1 in the hand. I guess there's another Phoenix in the hand, right? But yeah, I think we just... So I can play a second Demilich to have lethal next turn, but it surely is better to just like have lethal if I draw a land and have Force of Negation up. Would you play Artist Talent here for the first ability? If I would, it would be in the deck, right? I don't think so. I think it's just a little too slow. And like Tidecaller this just dumps more cards in the graveyard. They conceded, but they could have drawn another Passage Flames there. They weren't dead. Let's mulligan this. Close hand, though. This hand's pretty cool. I guess I put back a Demilich. I'm gonna put back Consider, actually. If I can draw a second land, I can probably just put both liches into play. Maybe instead you put back Manamorphose. Maybe just with more reps you'd know. Don't absolutely need this to live. It would be nice. Just doing some reading. They play a basic forest. Oh, sorry, a basic swamp. What the hell? And we do draw the land. So we have, I guess Flashback makes it kind of weird. So we have 8 blue cards and we have 11 red cards. I guess we'd make red. Make red. Should be a good draw, although we do need to find another spell or mill a lava dart. Did not mill a lava dart. We don't find another spell. All right, pass back. Basic swamp, polluted delta. That looks just like a forest. I'm down to 12. They're down to 18. They pass the turn. It's my upkeep. I'm gonna lead on the Faithless Looting because if they have Bowmaster, I'm gonna want to respond with the Manamorphose. We still have not found any lava darts in the top 25. Here's some more looks. There's a lava dart. So that will let me bring back at least one Demilich and 2 Phoenixes. I guess I could have made blue just to bring back 2 Demiliches here. The Manamorphosing seems difficult in this deck. Let's exile Flashback, Manamorphose, and Flashback. Basically never flashback, right? And bring back some birds. I don't know how good this is. Maybe it just feels worse because my opponent went Cecil do nothing. Maybe I should take some solace because usually I'm the one Cecil do nothinging. They play Shizo. Do I block Cecil? Guess I block Cecil. Oh, they're Necro, of course. Bowmaster's not too bad with 4 Gut Shot, 4 Lava Dart in the main. Well, I guess in that spot we didn't have it. Yeah, I think we got to block because otherwise it's representing. Well, I guess I could just not block and I could just flashback Bolt. But then if they soul spike the Demilich, and they've got this 4/4 life linker that's kind of a problemo, and they're not going to be at 10 life here. They're going to pay some life, right? And they lose to the Cecil anyways. Goes to 1. It's kind of awkward for them too. Like they have to soul spike like now, and then like maybe I can bring back the Phoenixes, but maybe not. I guess I would have to find like some combination of Bolt and Dart off of the looting flashback, unless I drew if I draw a cantrip. I don't know if it's better to cast that or if it's better to flashback the looting with the Phoenix in hand. Do you have a second soul spike? They do have a second Soul Spike on a second Phoenix here. Maybe they have Force of Despair. Ooh, I drew a Flashback. That's sick. So let's go Flashback Faithless Looting. But not the normal way. Wait. Was it this looting? Yeah. Oh, come on, come on. That was harder than I expected it to be. So discard, discard. I may have just milled my last Steam Vents, which actually might cost me the game. Okay, no, thankfully not. And now I can flashback Gutshot, and that will give me 4 instants and sorceries for Demilich, although there's the 4th one anyways. So if they have Force of Despair, I guess we want them to do it now. Okay, cool. Don't know how good this is still, but it definitely is fun. The flashbacks were really good that game. I think I'm just going to bring in 4 Force of Negation for 4 flashback, though. I think I want to keep in all the little 1 damage burn spells for Bowmaster, and also just have the fast starts. Tidecolor's been good. We could also play Tidecolor in the Dredge version of the stack. Greyhound Dog with a 32 months, but this build was better for flashback. Took out Looting. Oh, sorry. The best card in the deck. Not to be dense, but how does this deck win? Is it mill a bunch of Phoenixes, return, and swing with flyers? Well, it also Demilich. I mean, of course that's the win condition. Of course that's it, yeah. I don't know how you overthought it that much, but yeah, of course. Do you think DRC is playable with Tidecaller? Historically I haven't loved DRC in this deck. It's very hard to like utilize the whole thing, where Delirium is just not that easy. Tidecaller, I feel like you're just using the card very well. You're just like, you know, and milling 3 is a lot better than surveilling 1. It's just like in this deck it's almost like triple surveil. That card's really good against us. And there's the Force of Negation, too little, too late. Let's play another one of these, though. Have I worked on a Tidecaller Dredge deck? Not yet. Mill them. Yes. Yes, I think I will. I don't think I'm going to save the targets, but I'm just going to always yield. I can Thought Scour them on their turn, although I can't force and Thought Scour. Mill them is pretty fun here. Why do we mill them? It's just going to be kind of hard to beat them with the Damping Sphere in play, so we're just trying to... Each opponent loses 3, gains 3, so... I think, yeah, let's stop them from flipping. And they shouldn't really be able to play anything else this turn. Yeah, but with the Damping Sphere in play, I feel like their deck is also just kind of weak to this. Like, you just mill like their Soul Spikes, and then when they Necro, they don't do anything. So I guess I'm looking for a land or a Force of Negation over anything else. Although this is that's kind of nice. So they're surgicling my Lava Dart. Did this deck play Sorin back in the day? Sometimes you play Sorin and Necro. It's okay. And it did get better with the green, black, and white, black charms if you're playing that, which I think is probably the idea. We just win if you flash that back. I guess, why does flashing back Lava Dart matter? I'm really restricted on the number of spells I can play this turn. And I can already like max out on spells. Why not flash it back? Because I lose a land. Losing a land with Damping Sphere in play is like insanely bad. Let's hope they don't Necro next turn. I mean, I don't think we care about Necro. I'd probably just let Necro resolve, right? They like, I'm gonna mill them for, I'll mill them for 8 in response to Necro, and then they're gonna have 16 cards in their deck. Oh, that's right. Necro does stop the mill plan. Well, maybe I could still win. Maybe I could still win. Oh, also, shouldn't they have put 2 counters with Silver Cold Charm to kill my Tidecaller? Necro means we can't win. We can win. We could put a Phoenix. We could put a Phoenix into play. Like they if they have nothing left. You know what I mean? It's not impossible to. We're not just locked out because of the Damping Sphere. This is a very funny game. So they have 16 cards in their deck. They've got 10 cards in their deck. But they Bowmaster. But I can respond to the Bowmaster trigger by Thought Scouring them. So this mills them down to 13, down to 10. This plan seems kind of real. Yeah, I mean, you just have to draw 2 is the thing, I guess. Okay, so I can't play this Gut Shot now, but I can play the Gut Shot on their turn, and I'll still have 1 Tidecaller to mill them out. And I have Force of Negation up. I can pay 1 for the Force of Negation. And we get to see their deck list. Cool. I'm going to keep this. I'll probably put back the Lightning Bolt. My opponent kept 7. They play a Darkslick Shores and a Thoughtseize. This is Necro too, right? Darkslick Shores has got to be Necro. I do think I'm just going to main phase Thought Scour to play around Bowmaster. Oh, no, wait. I do have Gut Shot, but I don't want a Gut Shot yet. I want to make them Gut Shot on the turn where I'm going off. Could be Mill. Mill doesn't really play Thoughtseize, though, right? 100% Lantern. Wow. Good call out. The main deck Surgical deck. They're going to Needle a fetch land. They've got 2 cards left in their hand. Because we're playing Lava Darts, we're not playing all the main deck sinks we're usually playing. We do have a bunch of Meltdowns in the sideboard. They name Otawara. Well, let's hope they don't have a Surgical. I'll leave the Scour in the yard. Usually no Surgical main. Really? I mean, I don't really keep up with Lantern, I guess, but I kind of always thought Surgical main was stock, at least back in the day. I guess we're not back in the day anymore, are we? So they have the bridge. Game 1, we were really cool to bridge, except for the mill plan. So maybe I get punished for getting rid of the looting. Oh, right. I guess I can play darts to play Lich here. Although maybe playing darts is bad because I just want triggers for Tidecaller. Maybe we could concede, so I don't have to play this game. I don't know. Do I want to play this game? I think yes, I want to play this game. Okay, I think seeing Saga will move on. And we didn't draw a Tidecaller. I don't know. Maybe a little early. We do have like a juicy sideboard. Maybe we don't need. Maybe we don't want Force of Negation. Maybe just Price of Freedom, which does hit artifacts and meltdowns. Just cutting. I think cutting. Yeah, I don't think we can also play the Force of Negations. It does seem like the Tidecaller mill plan is yet again relevant, although when you run into mill, like the artifact part on Price of Freedom is mostly so like when you bring it against Tron, you could also hit some of their sideboard cards. But definitely also nice against Lantern, I guess. I'm going to keep this on the play because we have a Meltdown, although it might get Thought Seized. We also have Tidecaller, and like we mentioned, Tidecaller. I don't know if I just start off by milling them. We'll see what how the game progresses. So they start off on a Codex Shredder. We drew a Lava Dart. Yeah, drawing Lava Dart, I'm gonna target myself with the mill. So I'm just gonna always yield, but not always yes yet. Okay, maybe I just fire out a Meltdown. We do mill another Lich. They probably surgical if they didn't have Thoughtseize. I don't know if that's. I mean, they could just have so many combinations of hands, and they also maybe couldn't cast Thoughtseize because they had Spire, right? We don't know that they don't have Thoughtseize. I do think I just want to be in here. I'm just going to go Flashback Looting, mill myself. And if they've got a surgical, I do have two different threats here. So discard 1, 2. This is what we came here to do, you know. Oh my gosh, I went to combat. That feels so bad. Obviously, I meant to Lava Dart myself there. Or sorry, not myself, but Lava Dart them and bring back at least 2 Phoenixes. I guess this is the end of the day kind of mistakes. They portable hold my Tidecaller. We draw a 4th Meltdown. We would have milled 3rd Phoenix. Sorry, chat. And then they get Graveyard Hate. Okay, I think I'm just gonna call it here today. I'm feeling pretty fatigued. I got the plumber coming soon too. I've got some leakage in my. It's like leaking from my shower into my kitchen, and maybe much poorer tomorrow. We'll see how my plumber treats me. Challenge tomorrow. We're gonna play Trudge tomorrow. I think. Gonna play Trudge tomorrow. Holy Guacamole is the set just still so full of stuff. I'm just like